Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you're a returning viewer, if this is your first time, welcome to yet another video with me, Hollywood, and my boy D2 here on the DTF Sports Media YouTube channel. And we just want to make a quick video reviewing the July 3rd, 2023 edition of Monday Night RAW. It was a pretty decent episode in my opinion. What about you, D2? How'd you feel about tonight's episode?
It was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it for the most part. I mean, there were certain parts that, obviously are slow in the show, but I'd say overall pretty good show.
Indeed. It was a good first show from the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. They were in Baltimore, Maryland tonight. The crowd was pretty hot all night. And we had Seth Rollins open the show. He came out, crowd serenading him. For as much as, as we talked about in our last video, which, will be linked in the description below. You guys should go check it out. We're talking about how we would have liked to see Finn Balor win the world title. There is no denying that Seth Rollins is pretty over right now with the crowds.
I thought the same thing when I was watching. I was just like, man, I kind of have... I've obviously talked with you about it before. It's like Seth Rollins kind of gets on my nerves. I really don't like his gimmick at the moment. That laugh just pisses me off. Yeah, so it's just like I kind of like just. I really don't want to see him as the champion right now, but it is what it is. He's doing his thing. The crowd obviously loves to sing that fucking song. So
he's got the crowd behind him. He's not the soup de jour. For sure. And something I was looking up, I was just looking at last year, 2022's Royal Rumble, and I forgot that Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns by disqualification. So he's the only man to get a victory of any type until the Usos pinned Roman Reigns. And I guess until Sami Zayn and them beat him too. But, 101, he's the only man to have gotten a victory on Roman Reigns in this historic run. So I've seen some online chatter of fans thinking that Seth Rollins might be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns next year. Maybe.
I've seen a lot of talk about that too. I don't care to see it.
Definitely a possibility.
Yeah, for sure.
But so Rollins came out. He started cutting a promo about beating Finn Balor, and was getting ready to say he was looking forward to see who's next. And Cody Rhodes came out, which I was not expecting. It was like, oh shit, man, they might go this direction for real. Totally not even thinking about Brock Lesnar. And then Cody got ready to be like, so what do you want to talk about? He only got to the and then Brock Lesnar's music hits, and we had a nice brawl segment right here. I really like how they did this. Really happy they let Cody scare off Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I thought the segment was pretty good. I thought it was a little weird way to open Raw. I was like, Cody never said a word, but at the same time, it was fun. It was a fun brawl to watch, and then right after that, it's just back to Seth Rollins in the ring. It was a strange little sequence of events, but it's definitely a good little open, for sure.
Right, and, I imagine it was done that way. I imagine Brock Lesnar's backstage like, yeah, I'm leaving in 5 minutes, so...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So
he didn't have time for a Cody promo.
It's like, we're not doing this at the end of the night. I'm doing it right now, open the show, then I'm getting on the plane, I'm going back to my fucking farm.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, yeah, Brock, yeah. But, so they come back from commercial break after that brawl. Cody Rhodes looking nice and strong. Brock smiling. Brock left out on his feet. It wasn't like Brock got his ass totally kicked. But as D2 just said, good segment. We come back. Seth Rollins is still in the ring to finish what he was saying. And, of course, he gets interrupted by the Judgment Day minus Finn Balor. Mommy, Rhea Ripley, she starts promoing on Rollins, telling him that or what God bless, I wish I had taken notes. What did Rhea say to Rollins? Because it led to Rollins saying like, freaking Finn Balor's not even here tonight, so are you sure about that?
Yeah, she said something about everybody. I don't know, she mentioned everybody and said something. I honestly don't remember either, but then Seth was like, yeah, it doesn't everybody. You don't even have everybody in your group. So.
Yeah, which nice little jab right there. But of course, Damian, Rhea get in the ring. Damian, teases he can cash in Money in the Bank if he wants to, and then they propose that Dominic wants to face Rollins later that night, and Dominic couldn't even say a word on the microphone because the crowd was so fucking hot booing him, which I love to see.
That's always.
I don't know if they planned for Rhea to say what Dominic was wanting, or if they just did it on the fly. If they did it on the fly, it was genius, but Rhea had to end up talking for Dominic to finish the segment for him.
Seems like she always does now.
Yeah, they may be playing into that for sure, but they have a great dynamic right there for sure. But anyway, Seth Rollins, he acknowledges that this is obviously a trap, you guys trying to bait me in, but you know what, I'll whoop Dominic's ass later on in the main event tonight. And our next matchup, or first match of the night actually, was Damian Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So Damian stays out there, come back for commercial break, Shinsuke comes out. Man, dude, I just can't help but to think, and this is back when you were still watching, I believe, too, when Shinsuke won the Royal Rumble. Shinsuke should have got a WWE Championship run.
I thought that the whole time, and dude, I have to say, I loved this match. I thought this match was awesome.
Hell yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was
super surprised by how good that match was. And it had me the whole time wanting to see Shinsuke win. I thought, Shinsuke's got an awesome entrance.
Yeah.
And when I saw him come down, I thought the same thing that you were just saying. And I was just like, man, this guy is supposed to be, he could have been so much bigger of a deal. And then watching that match, I was just like, damn, this is a badass match. And I wanted to see him win.
Me too,
But I
man.
think it was still a really good showing because, I definitely enjoyed it at least.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I feel like this match, it did great things for both Damian and Shinsuke. I feel like, of course, Damian ends up getting the win, but he had to earn that win. So, Shinsuke still looks strong in defeat, but I hope that it's this, reintroduce the crowd to Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, he is that motherfucking guy. He can put on banger matches. After spending years in the mid-card, and he's got a ton of accolades. Tag team title reigns, IC title reigns. I think he has a U.S. title reign as well. Him and Cesaro, when, Claudio was still with the company, were a great team with Sami Zayn that had the little faction. But yeah, man, dude, I wish that Shinsuke Nakamura had become WWE champion back in 2017.
I know.
When he won the Royal
I
Rumble.
honestly just watching this, I was like, can he get to that level again?
I think he can.
I hope that he can, because man, did I enjoy that match, and I really would love to enjoy some more big, high-profile Shinsuke matches.
Seriously, man, I was talking about this right now. I would love to see Shinsuke feud with Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, man.
It could be good.
Let Shinsuke get a World Heavyweight Championship reign,
I hope that it happens here at some point.
I hope it does too, man. But of course, Shinsuke ended up losing because it was shenanigans, right? That Rhea and Dom kept trying to get involved in the match.
Yeah, I don't think it was totally clean. It was definitely not super cheap win like it was a Dom win probably would have been. But I don't think it was totally clean. I don't remember exactly how the ending sequence went, but I don't remember if there was a distraction or how that worked out. Yeah. I just remember watching the match and being like, dang, I'm really liking this match.
Likewise, I got the match card, a little summarization pulled up right here on one of the dirt sheets, and then looking over it, it doesn't look like it was too squirrely the finish. But which you don't really need. Damian Priest is 6'8". He's your Mr. Senior Money in the Bank, Mr. Money in the Bank. So let's make the dude look strong.
Hey, eventually you have to now that you've had the guy lose every match he's been a part of. Now that he has the briefcase, he has to win.
Yeah,
that's how WWE's always done it, right? That's your sure sign that Vince is back in charge.
Really, though, all the factions are on the verge of breaking up or have broken up, and the crowd is being ignored for their fan favorites.
Yep.
And the old formula back in a decade plus ago was to put the Money in the Bank on somebody who had been winning all the time, and then have them lose all the time once they have Money in the Bank. Like, you remember when Daniel Bryan
yeah,
got on
because
Money
it
in the
doesn't
Bank?
matter at that. Nobody will remember as soon as they cash in that money, that briefcase.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's actually, I guess, what I was thinking of more so than.
The formula has changed here lately, though. It has changed. But coming back from a commercial break after that match, we had a little recap of what went down in the women's tag team titles match. You know, Shayna Baszler's shock turn, and they were talking about how Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were going to be coming out next, but actually we had Ronda Rousey come out, and she was looking pissed, and then she called Shayna out, and Shayna came out, and I enjoyed this segment as well, man. Shayna cut a good promo. You know, Shayna hasn't really got a lot of mic time lately, but I was reminded of Shayna Baszler from NXT with this promo right here. And I love how Shayna opened up the promo when she said, "I think I'll speak for everybody when I say that we're tired of hearing Ronda Rousey try to use a microphone."
I will say that was the most invested I've probably ever been in Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
I did think the segment was, it was decent.
It was
Typically,
decent.
I don't care ever when I see her on the screen. So I think, maybe WWE did the right thing, putting her in this feud with Ronda. And I've heard Ronda's, leaving WWE for a little while here soon. So they kind of had to rush this, and that's kind of why.
Okay. Pit her friend over on
I
the way
think she
out.
got injured. They were going to have a little bit longer of a run as tag champs, but since she got injured, they had to postpone that, and so they just did this quick.
Oh damn! See, I've been missing the rumor mill. So Ronda caught an injury.
She caught. Yeah, they were supposed to, like, when Raquel and Liv, I believe, first won the titles. It was supposed to be Ronda.
Oh yeah, they're supposed to get it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Shayna. So.
And then they still work that tag team. How do they phrase it, man? It was like a tag team exhibition, or because the men had a fatal 4-way tag team and the women had a fatal 4-way tag team, and it was like showing off the tag teams. And like I remember reading now that Ronda was hurt during that. They wanted to build them up, but yeah. So freaking I really hope this is going to be a reset for Shayna Baszler, and I hope they start presenting her the way that Triple H presented her down at NXT, because she had such a dominant run in NXT. She Asuka had that dominant run, and then Shayna came in right after. Asuka had like first ever 2-time NXT Women's Champion. I still wish that Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir were with the WWE, because she had the two of them rolling with her, and like those are the other two of the 4 MMA horsewomen. And so if they were involved in the storyline right now, it'd be like all 4 of the MMA's horsewomen. But Marina Shafir is over in AEW with her husband Roderick Strong. Another talent that WWE is dumb for letting go, in my opinion. But yeah. Anyway, I really hope we start seeing some dominant Shayna Baszler, man. I remember back COVID era when it was getting underway, they had Shayna Baszler run through the Elimination Chamber. She eliminated all the women to become the #1 contender, and then they still had her lose to Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And I think that was the wrong call, because hindsight's 2020. Nobody knew that Becky Lynch was going to get pregnant. But like the next month at Money in the Bank, she had to relinquish the title to the Money in the Bank winner at the time, Asuka, which is the first time that's ever been done. The winner actually becoming the champion because she was pregnant. And it's like, damn, dude, like should have been Shayna. So hopefully they can get her, build up some steam. Shayna looked good, whooping Ronda's ass. We'll see. Supposedly they're going to have their match at SummerSlam, and I really hope that Shayna is the winner, especially if Ronda's going to be leaving. But
I would imagine she probably is. I think they're probably like real life friends, and Ronda kind of wants to put her over. So
yeah, they're definitely best friends in real life for sure, and it helps when your best friend is the biggest star in the women's division, arguably.
Yeah.
Following this segment, we finally got Raquel and Liv out there, and they had a tag team turmoil #1 contenders match. So we had 5 teams come out, with Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green starting things off against Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell. We also had Nikki Cross and Emma.
Was this match extremely quick or something?
It did run kind of quick. I think it went through 1 commercial break.
I was behind, so I was just, every time a commercial would come on, I'd move forward until I saw the show back on, and I don't remember actually seeing this match. So it had to have been extremely quick, or I just completely moved over it, I guess. I don't even know. I remember seeing Raquel and Liv come out, but I don't remember actually seeing this tag match. So I'm useless on this part. You're gonna have to let us know what happened.
Well, it was decent. Our competing teams were Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, Emma and Nikki Cross, Tegan Knox and Dana Brooke, and Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. And it was nice to see, like, 5 teams out here that made me feel a bit better about the main roster tag teams. Like, hey, these tag titles will be defended on all 3 brands, and we actually got 5 tag teams here on Monday Night Raw. And and actually 6 because, well, no, I guess Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are on SmackDown. But anyway, it was pretty much just to serve to make Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville actually look dominant. They started the match and they ended up being the winners.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they ran through all the teams.
Surprised about that for sure. I was thinking it was going to be the newcomers, the NXT team.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Especially they were the final team to face Deville and Green. So I was like, okay, yeah, here comes the babyface win. But surprisingly, no shenanigans, no hijinks, no cheating. Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green pulled off the win. I am a little upset that Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae started the match and they got eliminated within like 3 or 4 minutes. Indy Hartwell being just the most recent NXT Women's Champion until she relinquished the title when she got called up to the main roster and had a foot injury she was dealing with. I really want to see that team do well. I really want to see, it seems like they have reformed the faction the way, minus Austin Theory. But down at NXT, you had Johnny Gargano.
Well, it's obviously going to be better then.
Well, nobody's winning right now, so Austin Theory's the only one from the way who's winning right now. But yeah, just to move through quick, it ended up coming down to Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. And Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, man, they're such a fun tag team to watch. I really can't wait for them to get a run with the tag team titles. But I'm assuming that it's going to be Green and DeVille facing Morgan and Rodriguez at SummerSlam, and predicting right now Morgan and Rodriguez to retain, and I really hope they move into a feud with Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, because there'll be some good fun matches right there. Katana Chance is crazy, that's Casey Catanzaro from American Ninja Warrior, so she's got a lot of gymnastic high flying shit that she does. Like, she did a really high, like, Kaden Carter had, I think it was Chelsea Green, up on like the top turnbuckle, and then Katana Chance standing up on the top ropes and then jumping up to do Hurricanrana onto Chelsea Green. It was a really high risk spot. Jesus Christ, my microphone cut out right there.
I heard you.
Okay. We're having technical difficulties. I'm sorry if audio is a little messed up. But
cool.
Moving on from that, though, so we got new number of contenders now, and then we had a let me move on down. Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus segment. Were you able to see that one?
I don't know what happened. Like, I don't remember seeing that either.
Man, you skipped the whole women's division, right?
Apparently.
Just misogynistic. Jeez.
I mean, I don't really don't know what happened. Maybe I was watching and just very distracted. I'm not sure, but I don't remember this segment either.
Well, Becky Lynch comes out and she calls out Trish Stratus. She talks about how, she didn't win Money in the Bank, and it's because of the thorns in her side, Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark. So she calls her out for a fight. Trish Stratus comes out with the face mask like basketball players wear when they break their nose. Mm-hmm. And she claims that she's not medically cleared to fight tonight because Becky Lynch tried to break her face. And even though Becky Lynch tried to break her face, she's still prettier than everyone in Baltimore. Of course, that got heat. Lynch then asks, it's like, okay, well, you may not be cleared to fight, but what about your little lapdog, Zoe Stark? And Trish acted like, her and Zoe were going to come down there and she's going to back Zoe fighting. She's like, actually, I got a medical appointment right now, so keep your schedule open because Zoe Stark will beat your ass next week. So, get a little segment to advance the feud, I guess. We're going to have Zoe Stark versus Becky Lynch next week, and I'm sure Zoe Stark will be eating the pin and to set up Trish and Becky for SummerSlam. Next, we had Jackie Redmond being introduced as the new part of the new commentary team for Monday Night Raw. Jackie Redmond, she's done the pre-shows for all the pay-per-views and stuff. She's a really good interviewer, and a really good commentator, so I'm glad she's going to be on Monday nights. She brings Cody Rhodes out for an interview. Just a quick little interview since he didn't get to cut his promo when he came out to start the show. Just talking about how does he feel about Brock Lesnar. And, Cody pretty much said, like, he's glad Brock is back. He's ready to fight Brock any night, anywhere. After this, we had Alpha Academy and Maxine Dupree versus the Viking Raiders with Valhalla. Although, they said their names separately like this, but Maxine is an Alpha Academy and Valhalla is part of Viking Raiders. So we had just two factions face each other right here. This was Maxine Dupree's in-ring debut. And I'm not sure if you were back watching yet, Dylan, but Maxine Dupree was the sister of LA Knight when Vince called him up.
I've heard the Max Dupree or something like that.
They had.
So, yeah, I thought that was weird when I heard Maxine Dupree. I was like, isn't that like who that LA Knight's character used to be?
Yeah, LA Knight was Max Dupree.
Maximum Male Models or whatever.
Yep. And they only had him as a manager, too, man. Vince didn't even want him to wrestle.
Yeah,
and,
that's what I heard.
And LA Knight being the G that he is, was turning it into gold. Like, some of the best segments were him backstage talking and be like, Max Dupree! like, some hilarious segments. And then he brought his sister in, Maxine Dupree. Then when he was thankfully able to become LA Knight again, she just took over the stable. But now, I feel kind of bad for... I know Mansoor was one of the Max ML models, and forgive me because I do not know the other wrestler's name. They made me mark out a few months ago when they were doing photo shoots with Otis, and they were saying in a Vince McMahon voice, "Oh, look at the vascularity," because that's like a meme of Vince McMahon. He's always talking about somebody's vascularity. So as soon as I heard them say that in a backstage segment, I was like, "Okay, these guys right here, put them on the tag belts right now." These guys get it. But since Maxine, like, at first she was like repulsed by Chad Gable, and then I missed a few weeks, and suddenly
I honestly don't know what happened. Like, I feel like I didn't miss anything in that story, but then randomly she was just like on board with Chad Gable.
Yeah.
It was just like they were just randomly like, okay, let's just drop the maximum male model thing and just put this girl into the Alpha Academy.
Yep.
And so it was just like, I don't think anything ever happened. I think they just wanted us to forget. Typical WWE stuff.
Yep. Unfortunately, I'll have to do a little digging to see if anything did happen. But for her, I mean, it works out for her. It was a good call for her because, man, she was over in this match. Maxine Dupree, the crowd is hot for her. Actually, this whole act, man, I really enjoy Chad Gable's segments. Chad Gable's an ace.
Well, I definitely like Chad Gable. He's been killing it lately. Like, he's somebody I wanted to see in that Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, good guy.
Or see on an IC title or something. Like, this dude,
man.
I'd love to see it, man. I really enjoy watching Chad Gable.
I heard a little interview back like around Royal Rumble or WrestleMania time. I think it was WrestleMania time. And he was just talking about like how he feels that he's earned the trust of Triple H, that Triple H can slot him into anything, and Triple H knows that he's going to deliver. And it's true. This was a fun match.
He's the new Dolph Ziggler, man.
He is the new Dolph Ziggler, for as much of a curse as that is.
Yeah.
Two.
Talk about being underrated.
God bless. Making other people look too good.
Mm-hmm.
But Alpha Academy gets the win here in a fun match, a fun little mixed tag, a 6-person tag. Maxine Dupree, crowd so hot for her finally getting the tag, and hot for her doing the worm / the caterpillar. This right here, these kind of matches in a tag team, to me, this was perfect for Otis. I was not a fan of Otis's singles run. I think it's Otis, but I just feel like his moveset is too limited. At least how they have him wrestle. As a tag team guy, I enjoyed him in Heavy Machinery. I enjoy him here with Chad Gable. I enjoy him here with Chad and Maxine. So hopefully they realize they got some gold right here. Chad and Otis, they are former Raw tag team champions. So, they can slap back into the title picture at any time. I'm hoping that it will be them versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and it'll be fun seeing Kevin Owens like just annoyed with the shenanigans of Alpha Academy, since he's got his inner problems thing going on
Although,
right now.
didn't we just see like Kevin Owens being like all telling Chad Gable on Raw like a few weeks ago or something? Was just like, do the thing. Like he really enjoyed the thank you.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I missed a couple episodes over the past month, so. But we'll see what happens then, man. You know, this was good momentum. I'm not sure if Viking Raiders and Alpha Academy are done exactly. I'm expecting to have like just the men's tag team match happen, and once Alpha Academy gets the win there, we'll see how things go. But here after this, we had Jackie Redmond backstage interviewing Ricochet about Logan Paul. This surprised me because it seems like it might be Ricochet and Logan Paul at SummerSlam.
That's kind of the feeling I got too.
Which, you know, we for those of you who are listening, we made a little video earlier talking about LA Knight not winning Money in the Bank. We touched on Logan Paul and the possibility of who's going to face at SummerSlam, and you know, wanting it to be LA Knight. But I forgot to say, Ricochet versus Logan Paul needs to happen because they've interacted in the Royal Rumble and now in the Money in the Bank.
It makes sense. Like, honestly, it makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't be upset about that at all. I just don't know, like, what are we doing with LA Knight? I mean, is he going to be against, like, well, I don't even think he'd be against Austin Theory. It seems like they're going the Sheamus route for that, so.
Well, yeah. Well, Sheamus does have a United States title match this Friday.
Yeah.
In Madison
so,
Square
I don't know.
Garden,
We'll
so
see.
the feud might be over after that.
I definitely would be okay with seeing Ricochet Logan Paul. That would actually be a really good match.
Yeah, they got some chemistry together. I would assume Logan Paul will probably get the win here. He does need to get a few wins. But damn, I hate it for my boy Ricochet though, man. I want to see them do something with Ricochet. Like, Ricochet could be such a good heel. His King Ricochet shtick on the independents before he signed with WWE was gold, and over in like New Japan and what he was doing over there and shit, and the match he had with Will Ospreay, which if you haven't seen that D2, I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to find it because that, holy shit, like, that was a match. You know, they 5-star match in my opinion. But yeah,
I'll have to check it out for sure.
Definitely. But Ricochet cut a good promo here, and it's like, man, dude, you guys got talent, man. You need to push them. But so Ricochet calls out Logan Paul for next week, so we'll see what happens there. And after this, we had Rhea Ripley versus Natalya for the WWE Women's World Championship, and this was another good-ass match right here for the night. Natalya beginning sneak attacked by Rhea before their matches dating back to Night of Champions and then 2 weeks ago on Raw. So tonight, Natalya pulled a card out of Rhea's book, sneak attack her from behind, got her in the ring, the bell rang. She started with a disadvantage, but of course, Mommy powers up, and she gets her shots in here and there. It was a good back and forth match. Felt like it went almost 20 minutes.
I thought that the match was actually really good. Like, seeing that Natalya was going to be in there, I was just like, well, this ain't going to be good just after seeing the past couple well, you can't even call it that, but
how they've been
the
treating
past
her.
couple chances that they've had to do a match, and she's just gotten absolutely whooped on either in a couple seconds, or I think the second time they didn't even start the match.
Yeah.
But, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but the match was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Natalya reminding people that she can work.
Yeah,
she's one of the best women's wrestlers in there. Would not believe that Natalya is, I believe, 41 now.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that she's not older.
And I wish, God bless, you got one of the most talented women wrestlers, just turned 41 May 27th. One of the most talented women wrestlers. I feel like she should have more world title reigns. They sell her with that stupid fart gimmick back in the day.
Oh, God.
Forcing her to be with Great Khali and Hornswoggle. It's just like, dude. My biggest regret from wrestling school is that I was not able to come to class because I was working. I should have skipped work because she stopped by and talked to the wrestlers and wrestlers in training, and they all got a group photos and stuff. Like, damn it, dude, I love Natalia. I really wish I had fucking gone.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
But and also Natalia got 6 new Guinness Book of World Records over the weekend, which I'm not exactly sure what each of those 6 are individually, but it's probably like most matches by a woman and something along those lines, because she's been there since like 07, 08 on the main roster. Been doing work.
Well, interesting.
But
that's pretty crazy.
But yeah, Natalia, Rhea, great match right here. Women had a lot of spotlight tonight. There were a lot of women on the card tonight. I'd love to see it. I just feel like.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and see the stuff that I missed. I don't know how that worked out, because like when you're explaining stuff, I didn't see the Cody like interview either. So it's like, I don't know how I skipped so much on accident, but apparently I skipped a decent little chunk of the show.
Accidents happen. Accidents do happen. We had a nice little couple of vignettes from Tommaso Ciampa and The Miz after the great Women's World Title match. I love Tommaso Ciampa. I really hope he at least gets some mid-card title runs. But I want to see him do a world title as well. And Tommaso is great. Worked down at NXT with Johnny Gargano, and just without Johnny Gargano was amazing. Hands down, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, one of the best feuds at NXT. But anyway, Tommaso talks about how Miz has been losing for the past couple of years, and it wasn't until Tommaso, beat him up, he's got that spark back in his eye, and Miz attacked him from behind, last week or a couple weeks prior. And then we cut to the Miz, and Tommaso's like, okay, I know what cards you got in your hand, Miz. You don't want to have in mind. Then we cut to the Miz, and the Miz cuts a good impassioned promo talking about how, the spark is there in his eyes and how he's awesome, and he challenges Tommaso to a no DQ match for next week, so that'll be fun. And hopefully we can get some good work for these two guys, man, because Tommaso's right. The Miz has just been getting jobbed out for the past 2 years, and Tommaso, since being on the main roster, has been, not highlighted as well under Vince McMahon. So hopefully we'll get some good stuff here.
Yeah, I hope so. I thought both the promos were good. It's been a long time since the Miz has actually, done anything relevant. So it's like, kind of hate that for Ciampa, but I'm sure he'll be getting a win out of this feud. So that's always good for him.
True, very true. Then we had.
Has the Miz won a match this year?
I do not know. That'd be something.
I really don't think he has. I'm pretty sure I heard that he has not won a match this year.
Wow. Poor Miz.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, wow, okay.
That's surprising. But not surprising at the same time.
I mean, it's very surprising, but yeah, at the same time, you're just kind of like, well, I guess that actually does make sense.
God. So a lot of people need some rehabilitation for their characters on the main roster.
It's like, damn, the Miz is like 2-time WWE champion, and this man hasn't even won a match this year. Pretty.
2-time, I think he's like a 6-time IC champion. Multiple-time United States, multiple-time tag team.
Had some really good IC title reigns too.
Yeah, God bless. He made the IC title relevant again, and him and Dolph feuding over in 2017.
Yeah.
2016, 2017, when they did the brand split. But backstage after those good vignette promos, we had Rhea Ripley walking backstage. Io Sky teases that, hey, I got the money in the bank, I could cash in on you, and Rhea tells her, give it a try, it'd be the worst day of your life. And then Damian and Dom come up, and she complains about Raquel and Liv sticking their noses in her business, which I forgot to mention at the end of the World Title match. Rhea was going to continue beating down on Natty. Women's Tag Team Champs made the save, and so she comments on how she already warned Raquel to stay out of her business, and if she gets in her business again, she's going to be sorry. So they're obviously building up to the Raquel Rodriguez Rhea Ripley feud, which I'm here for 100%. Got two great in-ring talents, two powerhouses. That's gonna be a fun match. Same for whenever we finally have the Rhea versus Bianca match, which was supposed to happen at last year's Money in the Bank, but Rhea got injured. for the Raw Women's Championship, and then when she came
that'll
back,
definitely be a good one.
yeah, I'm wondering, is Bianca going to get back on the WWE Women's Championship, and they'll have them face off at SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, excuse me, Survivor Series, when the champions of each brands go against each other? Because I doubt we're going to get a War Games Survivor Series this year since the Bloodline is done. And right now, I don't see hot enough stables to justify doing a War Games. I think NXT should get the War Games back, but we'll see. We're still a long way away from November. But yeah. After this, what did we have? We had, I believe, Matt Riddle versus Giovanni Vinci, and this was just to get Matt Riddle a little steam back since he had to eat the loss against Gunther. He obviously beat Giovanni Vinci, and then post-match, when Imperium was going for the beatdown on him, Drew McIntyre's music hits. He comes out and makes the save. Gunther's afraid to get in the ring with Drew McIntyre, which is the first time we've ever seen Gunther with some trepidation and fear on his face. So that's nice to see. They're posing Drew McIntyre as a big threat, as they should. He's a former 2-time WWE champion. And so crowd's very hot, doing the countdown for the Claymore. And this match right here, serving to get Matt Riddle a little steam going again, but mainly served to further the Gunther seems to be afraid of Drew McIntyre angle.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're going to have a match at SummerSlam. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think the match that Sheamus, Drew, and Gunther had at WrestleMania was pretty badass. So
yeah,
definitely be down to watch these guys go at it again. They're definitely going to beat the shit out of each other.
That was a badass triple threat match. That and the Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley were two of my two favorite matches from WrestleMania weekend. Hard hitting, really good edge of your seat action.
Yeah, definitely.
And Drew and Gunther will continue that hard hitting stiff style. After this, we had a little segment backstage with Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle. Riddle proposes that they're gonna, they should beat down Imperium together next week, which McIntyre agrees with, but says that that's next week, and then he invites Riddle to go out and get some beers with him tonight. So hey, we got another match set for Raw next week. After this was the main event time: Seth freaking Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio. Of course, Dirty Dom comes out to lots of heat, accompanied by Damian and Mommy. Seth Rollins comes out over with the crowd. They already sang a song twice that night, and they were ready to do it for a third time. This is a good main event. Had a lot of good action. Dominic was working over the injured ribs of Seth Rollins. Hit 2 nice frog splashes, but of course Seth got the knees up during the third frog splash. We had loud Dom, you suck chants from the crowd right there. Love to see it. But the match ends in disqualification though, so Seth freaking Rollins wins by DQ because Damian Priest got in the ring, hits the South of Heaven set out choke slam on him, and then starts beating Seth Rollins' ass. Takes him outside the ring, throw him to the steps, throw him to the announce table, and after beating him up really good, and, Dominic hits him in the back of the head with a briefcase. They roll him in the ring, and Dominic gives Damian the briefcase, telling him to cash in. And it looks like Damian Priest was getting ready to cash in when Finn Balor out of nowhere comes and hits Seth Rollins into Damian Priest, knocking him off the ring apron. And he starts beating down Seth Rollins. Damian hops up on the apron. They start arguing because Damian's like, yo, I'm about to cash in. What the hell are you doing? Yada, yada. And Dominic's trying to play peacemaker, trying to get the two of them on the same page, like trying to be like, hey, we don't have time for this. Seth Rollins trying to get out of the ring. Rollins gets out of the ring. Dom tries to stop him. Eats a pedigree on the floor. And that's when Finn and Damian finally realize that they need to shut up and try to go take care of business. But it was too late. Seth Rollins is already up the aisle. Chance for the cash-in missed. Mommy comes over to attend to broken Dom on the floor. And then we got Damian and Finn continuing to argue about, Finn saying he would have been World Heavyweight Champion of Money in the Bank if it wasn't for Damian. Damian saying he would be World Heavyweight Champion right now if it wasn't for Finn. So they're furthering the breakup of either the entire breakup or one of those two members leaving the Judgment Day.
Bro, aren't you excited to see the Judgment Day break up?
Right. Just as they are really, really doing great work on the main roster when the only main faction right now, since the Bloodline is now broken apart.
Yeah, this story they decided to go with has just been perfect.
It sucks, man. One of the few stables, I really feel like stables in wrestling don't have many like men and women in them, and especially the woman like being arguably the most dominant one of them all.
Exactly.
Rhea Ripley could get in there and like, if you told me like Rhea Ripley was facing Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, I'd be like, well, shit, Rhea might could win.
I could see her fucking doing some China stuff, man. Winning the Intercontinental title or something.
Seriously, man. I'm all for freaking WWE going full Impact Wrestling and pinning a world title, the men's world title, on Rhea Ripley the same way they did with Tessa Blanchard in Impact Wrestling.
I'll tell you, they did that. That's crazy.
Yeah. They had a really good storyline with her and Sami Callihan. How Sami Callihan like was pretty much being misogynistic the whole time and like, you're a girl, like you can't do shit against me, and it was good, man. Tessa Blanchard is somebody who needs to be in WWE or AEW very soon. But yeah, God bless. Freaking. I already got the Judgment Day breaking up, and I really feel like they should go until at least next year's WrestleMania. But here we are. This is what we have.
Here we are.
I'll give tonight's episode a solid 3.75 out of 5. I would be inclined to give it a 4, but I feel like you need a little bit more. What would you say? Like a little bit more, like lengthier not necessarily lengthier matches. I'm not sure, man. It's somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4 for me for this episode. Out of 5 Hollywood stars.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I mean, I feel like it started out really strong. That Shinsuke Damian Priest match was awesome, so it gave it a really good start. Main event was good, but I mean, it could be a lot better if Finn was champion right now.
And Rhea and Natty was very good.
Yeah, it was another really good match. I had really good matches on this show.
Yeah. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5 stars. We bring it up. Had the women's tag team turmoil match that was good. Made Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville look strong, which I was not expecting at all. So it looks like they're trying to build up some tag teams and give some competition for Liv and Raquel. So that's always good. But yeah, solid post Money in the Bank edition, first television program after. Now we got Friday Night SmackDown to look forward to. Got a United States Championship match, Sheamus versus Austin Theory. We got the tribal court of the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, being put on court by the Usos, and I suppose Solo Sikoa as well. I feel like there was another announcement for SmackDown, but I'm blanking right now. Also, tomorrow night, got some good NXT action going on. Got Lara Valkyria versus JC Jane. Got the return of Raw Underground becoming NXT Underground with Damian Kemp versus Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe is really good. He was over in New Japan. You got Gable Stevens in the corner of Eddie Thorpe. So Gable Stevens finally getting introduced on camera. He's been signed with the company for a couple of years now. Yeah, he's a very high-profile signing for them. And ironically, not many people know it, but Damian Kemp is Gable Stevens' brother. Stevens, whatever his last name is, wherever he's going by. And then we got some other stuff going on as well for tomorrow night. So it should be a good 4th of July episode of NXT. And oh yes. Go back to SmackDown. Grayson Waller is going to have Edge on, the Grayson Waller effect. So, anytime Grayson Waller's on the screen, it's going to be money because the guy can talk.
Oh yeah, I do love watching some Grayson Waller.
Love me some Grayson Waller, dude. Grayson Waller in that segment with John Cena at Money in the Bank and the promo back and forth, that's how Austin Theory should have felt.
Yeah, except for Austin Theory's not even close to being as good as Waller. In my opinion. I don't think the guy's even close.
And I'm an Austin Theory fan just because we went to the same wrestling school in Atlanta. You know?
I don't see it with Austin Theory, man. People are like, oh, he's the next John Cena. Like, how is this guy the next John Cena? He sucks ass on the mic, and like, I mean, what's he do in the ring? I mean, I guess he could be the next John Cena in the ring. Get him 5 moves, and start squashing people, I guess. But
yeah, I really wish.
This dude isn't even close to Cena on the mic.
See, I became a Austin Theory fan, watching him grow in the independence. The stuff he did with Evolve. Gigi Dolan was his manager. She could go by her real name, Priscilla Kelly, and she like turned him evil. So he like turned on his tag team partner. Had some great feuds with Darby Allin, and it's like, man, you know, it's like I hate when I see talent get signed to WWE, and it's like, okay, this is gonna be awesome because like they've been doing great shit on the indies, and then it's like, oh man, you know, like Austin Theory could talk better than what he's been talking, man. I really feel like Vince McMahon is giving him a script, kind of like how Roman Reigns was getting handed a script, and with the whole suffering succotash shit years ago, and because like Austin Theory, man, he was badass in Evolve and on the Independence. I really don't know what is not clicking with him on the microphone right now, but you know, it's easy for me to be an armchair quarterback, I guess. You know, Austin Theory's out there doing it. I'm a wrestler on hiatus. So I can't criticize too hard. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for our recapping and our giving our thoughts on Monday Night Raw. This is a long form episode right here. You know, we're testing the waters here. We're trying to put out different forms of content, short form, long form, seeing what you, the people, enjoy listening to. I do enjoy going in depth here on each segment and stuff, and talking about our thoughts and where we think things are going. You know, hopefully it gives you, the listeners, some motivation to engage in the conversation down in the comments. So definitely let us know what you thought of tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, what you like, what you didn't like, what you hope's happening for SummerSlam, because it's only 5 weeks away. It'll be here before you know it. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Also, make sure you smash the subscribe button if you're DTF and join the DTF Sports Media Nation, because we got tons of wrestling content coming. We got fantasy football content coming. We got sports coverage content coming. We're going to start doing some more DFS, sports betting. We're just trying to do it all here at Dubs Team Fantasy Sports Media, baby. DT, you got anything to add before we head out? I'll take that as a no.
I was muted, but no, I don't have anything left to add. I think we said it all, man.
Right on. I feel the same. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into another video. Tomorrow night, I'll be trying to come with some recap and covering of NXT. I'm not sure if D2 will be able to join me on that one, because I know you have work on Wednesday morning, but we'll see what we can get done. But until next time, we are out of here.